Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Before I start today's video, I am on Twitter, she is not, and that's okay. On Twitter, if you are on Twitter, you would have heard of this person's name called Naval Ravikant. People retweet his thoughts a lot. He's kind of seen as a kind of thought leader. A lot of his aphorisms are all over the internet. He is part of a lot of podcasts, and I've been seeing him all over the internet for the last 1-2 years. And currently, she read a book, which has all of those things said by Neville. Yeah, before I share more about it, let us share about it. So, what's the book that you have read, Satya?
I read this book called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. So I would start with this particular line saying that if at all one book you wanted to read for this year, you have not touched any book, I would say definitely to read this book, Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Yeah.
Even if people like me who keep seeing Naval's tweets and retweets all over the internet,
Probably you can read it because it's a composition of all his podcasts. Even you could have seen one or two past podcasts, but might not be all. So it is a composition of all his podcasts together. So people can read it.
yeah, I haven't heard his podcast. I have seen only like one or two tweets, like one at a time. Then suddenly someone retweets, and then you see that. Yeah, so before we start the review of the book, right? Share us something which is kind of like, let's say, the top 3 learnings for you from this book.
Okay. Three. I regret that I have read in my early 30s. This book would have come in my early 20s, it would have saved a lot of time and it would have really accelerated my growth personally as well as in my professional side overall. But what is the 3 takeaway which I have taken now is that one is from happiness per se, meditation. Meditation is something which I have recently started after reading this book. At least for 15 minutes I have started for every day using one of the app. I just use it. The app name is Insight Timer. You can just check it out. It's very good app for meditation because he speaks about a lot about meditation. We always feel that we need someone to share what unsaid things what we have said things what we wanted to share. But when we do meditate, some of the things which we have not resolved by ourselves, right, that also comes up and you get peace with that, your mind becomes more clear. That is some benefits which I feel. The point 2 is that he says that to own a piece of any business so that you learn business very well. So point 2.
Don't do an MBA, but own a business and learn from that.
Yeah. So instead of doing MBA courses of that sort, better own any, have some in stocks or be one of the shareholder or be a collaborator in some of the startups so that you will start learning about the business. So me and Nambi thought of investing in one of the impacting startup which we like. So that kind of discussion also started after reading this particular book. So these are certain things which opened up. And point number 3 I can say is that don't play status games. Sometimes I have to be very honest, everyone get into status games sometimes, right? So now I can differentiate what is status games and I myself bring in awareness. Am I doing that? If it is that, I'm trying to stop me over there.
Okay, so if people shouldn't play status games, what games should they play?
You have to play wealth games. That's what he says. So wealth games is that if we just rent our time, that by that we will not become wealthy. And that's renting. When I say 8 hours of work, what we do is more about renting our time. So wealth game is like own a business and try to know about business so that it will earn money even when you sleep. So that's his approach to wealth creation, and that is the fundamental for any of the people who have created wealth.
Got it. I'm just going through this book. I saw this simple heuristic. If you're evenly split on a difficult decision, take the path more painful in the short term. Yeah, I think you have finished the book. So, what do you think about this?
Yeah, what he says that one particular thing, shark eats well, but try to live along with sharks.
Sharks eat?
Well, sharks eat
okay.
well, but live along with sharks.
Okay.
What it makes is that it makes you more competitive and it also makes you to get that survival of fittest in you and you can just survive in any kind of worst scenarios also. So that's what he says. If easy path is there, better don't. If you have two options, whether to take easy path or which is very much clear, but other path which is complex and it is not very clear, he says better to take the complex one because the benefits are paying for long run than taking the easy path.
Another thing that I just remembered reading in this book or while glancing at it is how he says about iterations. Like if you are going to do something for, let's say 500 times, 1,000 times, it should be like 1,000 different iterations. Then you will learn a lot from it rather than doing the same thing, the same style in 500 or 1,000 ways.
I remember at the end he used to say, everyone likes to be the wealthiest person in this world, but he says that he don't want to be. The point what he says is that if I have lived in this world for example 1,000 times, let me be best in the best possible way by trying out 999 times what I can do the best for myself. So that is the only thing which he says over here, and all his pointers what he says are all not what you hear from habit books or else from MBA guys or coaches. He's brutally honest about what he speaks. In fact, he says don't do networking. I'm not so much for networking. Better create stuff. The stuff will bring people for which you wanted to sell. They will, after that they will network for that. So instead of sharing cards and networking in a meeting, that's not needed actually. So those are really honest things which he speaks about. He speaks about integrity also, why integrity is very important, because there will be after a transaction with any kind of people, right, let it be profession or personal, after many times also that particular thing will be in your mind, whether for that person who has not said as well as the other person who has also not said, but underneath we both will know are we been following the ethics or not, right? So those are some things which he speaks about. Generally nowadays they all say about integrity, but very few speak why it is needed and how you have to approach integrity. All those kind of basic things which he speaks.
Okay, I just see a sentence here. In an age of leverage, one correct decision can win everything. So I think he speaks a lot about leverage, what are different ways to leverage. I think one of the most retweeted tweets is like he says about a tweet, writing a book, starting a podcast, starting in making videos or writing a code. All of these can give you exponential results. Possibly can. So what have you learned about leverage from this book?
Okay. For us, he speaks really about leverages that I came to very recently, only I'm so late in the game. But he speaks about permission leverages and permission-less leverages. So permission leverages or like for typical business like money and labor or the permissioned leverages. You need permission everywhere to bring in 1,000 people or else to invest that much, right? But think about the permission-less leverages. That's where robos, code, all those becomes the permission-less leverages. So you don't want to take any permission. To solve certain things, you can bring 1,000 robos, RPAs, chatbots, something like that, which we see nowadays. So try using that. Suppose if you're not skilled in coding or is using all those, start taking video or do podcast, so that also will start earning for you even while you're sleeping.
Got it. So these are these different ways to. So this is the diagram, right? Solve via iteration.
Yeah.
Then get paid via repetition.
Yeah.
You iterate to find the solution and then you repeat it. Okay, 99% of the effort is wasted. I think you were sharing about this too.
Yeah, I just wanted to say 99% of the person's effort generally is wasted. Why we are wasting that 99% is to figure out that 1% in which we are good at. But nothing wrong if anything is wasted, because that 1% figuring out at early age, it's going to take you somewhere. Or if you're going to figure that later, also it will give its benefits. But most of the time what we studied in school, like geography, calculus, all those are not really helping to apply now in our current work. But it's okay, it's not wrong, because unless you learn all those only, you will figure out where I am good at. Right, so he says about that particular thing. So don't feel bad about your effort or energy gets wasted. And even for studies, he says that instead of studying MBA, take psychology, microeconomics, computers, All these are something which everyone should know. And even he says, instead of learning about some of the complicated mathematics, open your basic maths book and figure out what is percentage. How do you solve when bigger numbers are getting into it? So those basic things are something basic is first. He speaks how you want to handle your jealousy. Suppose when we get more money, when we are working really, most of the people are now in a very good status and very good jobs. So when you get more money, definitely you will get jealous. How do you handle jealous? It's a very valid question, right? If you don't upgrade your lifestyle, that actually is going to put your jealousy on the side, back seat. Because when you start upgrading your lifestyle as per the money what you get, then you start comparing with others, and then your jealousy is going to come. And unfortunately, when you start earning, it's also making you to feel greedy and to earn some more. That is the penalty which we give for ourselves. When we earn, when we start thinking of earning some more lot. But how you can stop that in your mind level is that don't upgrade your lifestyle. You have your money wherever you are, how you are going to multiply it, so that that will buy and give you time later. So when you have time, you have all the stuff needed for you to do what you want to do out of that. This book is like when you turn every page, you feel like marking all those pointers or turning and making it as a bookmark. It's that much of very precise input which goes into every page. From Learning Happiness, he says that don't take yourself so seriously. You're just a monkey with a plan. I generally take sometimes myself very seriously. I have to stop doing that. And maybe he says that happiness, many people will say it is, we are not getting it, we should have the luck. But it is also a skill, as like you are learning maths, as like you train yourself with English. So all those like that, happiness is also a skill. You have to start training yourself to be happy. So maybe happiness is not something you inherit or even choose, but a highly personal skill that can be learned, like fitness or nutrition. Choosing to grow yourself, the current environment programs the brain, but the clever brain can choose its upcoming environment.
Can you repeat it again?
Yeah. The current environment programs the brain, but the clever brain can choose its upcoming environment. He has provided a lot of book recommendations, okay, whatever Naval has read. So you can go through that. These are something really good books which is not written just for money. So he says that don't read books that's written for money. So please, you can start reading books from this now, which I have started. One from this is Sapiens, so that I can know the human evolution and overall whatever is happening in that. So overall, it's one such good book everyone have to read, I would say. And if you are in 20s, please don't miss this book. It is one such good opportunity to open up many of the unexplored spaces in your life. The Almanac of Naval Ravi. And you can get this book in Amazon. We will provide this link beneath. You can use that link and you can buy this book and you can read it. And it just cost, I think, somewhere near to 300 rupees. I think 300 or somewhere in the range of 400 rupees. That's all. And the number of books pages it has is almost 228. So that you can easily finish it off in a 3 days span of time.
Got it. It's not that big a book. That's what we're trying to say. So do try it out. I will also be reading this book. Maybe we'll share more about this book later.
Yeah, as we are almost still 99 days or 100 days near for New Year to begin, you can, if you have not started with reading, use one book to catch up and to start with.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Please subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, please subscribe to our channel. We have got a cameraman, camera woman, camera person here.
Wanna say bye?
Ranjana.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Come here and say bye.
Say,
See there and say.
subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to the channel.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.